Welcome to the Magnet Pull, a show exploring the wonderful magnet schools that we offer here within Miami-Dade County Public Schools that are truly your best choice when it comes to your child's education. I'm Jacqueline Basallo, Director in the Office of School Choice and Parental Options with Miami-Dade County Public Schools, and I'm filling in for your host, Dr. Magda Castro Pereira. I'm excited to be here today as we're celebrating National Magnet Schools Month. Truly a celebration that really brings awareness to what magnet schools are and gives us the opportunity to continue featuring the magnet schools available in Miami-Dade County across the district and really across every grade level from pre-K through 12. So I'm excited today to have with me on the show Principal Chandrell Larkin from Hubert K-8 Academy, offering the Innovative Starts program. Welcome.
Thank you.
And Principal Fabiola Izaguirre, Principal of South Miami Middle Community School, one of the district's longstanding fine arts magnet schools. Welcome.
Thank you.
So I'm really excited, to get into this conversation and really be able to inform the community what truly makes your programs so special and truly makes them the best choice for families that are looking for these innovative theme-based programs. And Principal Larkin, I'm going to start with you about this STARTS program. And just last week we had Miss LaRonda Donaldson on the show, and she's our district director overseeing the STARTS programming. So she did give us a little bit of an overview of what that looked like. But I'm excited to hear from you of what that actually looks like within the school setting. So what does STARTS look like within Hubert K-8 Academy?
Well, first of all, Jackie, thank you so much for having me here today. Definitely proud to represent Hubert K-8 Academy at STARTS Magnet School. Our primary focus is on science, technology, and the arts. Our students get a chance to be immersed in art education, even beginning in kindergarten. They begin preparing their portfolio. Beyond that, they also get a chance to take part in our futuristic science labs from kindergarten all the way up to 8th grade. It's an amazing program for our students.
Amazing. And obviously it is one of our newer magnet programs.
Yes.
And it's incredible that we're bringing that opportunity to students district-wide, right? So from anywhere students can apply to access this programming.
Absolutely. We are a school district of choice, and so students across our county can apply to our school.
And so Principal Izaguirre, at the opposite end of that, we do have South Miami that has been a historical arts school within the community, within the South Miami community. I remember when I was in elementary school, my sister was going into middle school, she auditioned for South Miami Middle. So that was way back when. So I'm really curious to hear a little bit about the history of that school and just the evolution and kind of where we are today and what we're offering our students at your school.
Sure. So thank you for having me here today. I'm very, very proud to represent South Miami Middle Community School. So South Miami had first opened its door in 1956. So we're close to 70 years already as a public school. And we were one of the first magnet schools in 1987 with our broadcast arts program. And through the years, South Miami has had a fluctuation of students enrollment. It became a community school around 1964. We were able to offer adult classes to students and adults alike, encompassing various topics, various activities. From our broadcast magnet, which is now about 34 years that we've had it, from there we grew to our other visual and performing arts magnet. And we're now one of the premier visual and performing arts magnet schools in Miami-Dade County Public Schools. Your best choice.
That's right. That's right. Just truly incredible, right? Just to be one of those original magnet programs, right? We've been offering choice, school choice in Miami-Dade County for over 50 years, and to be there at the beginning and obviously a true tried and true program that we know has a lot of success. You're still here with us today. The school is growing strong, and we know that students leave you and pursue many opportunities, whether within the arts or not.
And one of the testaments for our school, and I always share with our parents, is we do have a lot of returning generations, whether it's their children. We have a lot of returning siblings to our school, to our program. So that's always great to see. Absolutely. Because we are doing something right, that they are returning and they're continuing with their fields of study.
For sure. There's that legacy, which I think is very powerful when we're talking about, schools that we're choosing for our kids. Yes. That's very powerful to have that experience. So awesome. So I want to jump back to Principal Larkin, just about the STARTS program and that combination of or that integration of that science and arts piece. We know in any school that you attend, you're going to have the required science component, and there's going to be some sort of arts education. But why is your program different, right? How does that look like? What does a typical day look like at Hubert Sibley, and why is that different from a traditional school? What are students getting with you that they're not getting at a traditional school?
So our students have the pleasure of being immersed into science. We have co-curricular activities, and we do STEM across the all content areas. So in addition to having their regular science class, our students also get a chance to participate in STEM in the science lab. This is an additional time away from their science class. So not just the normal science curriculum they would get at any other school, but also the STEM curriculum through the STARTS lab. Students get to do this from kindergarten all the way up to 8th grade. So they get a chance to be fully immersed in STEM. We also have unit plans. Our unit plans feature all of the extracurricular and the core content areas. So not only are you learning about science during science, but you're also going to be reading about science during ELA. You're going to be learning about science during social studies time. We try to immerse it and have students solve real world problems throughout the curriculum. Absolutely. So it's a co-curricular model.
And I think that immersive piece is really what sets magnet programs apart. And that's what I'm always talking about when I'm, talking and promoting our magnet schools. It's not just that they're receiving what they're required by state law, right? They're
Correct.
Really fully immersing them. And I think with a program like STARTS, beginning in kindergarten, you have students that are receiving at the kindergarten level an arts component that they're not receiving at a typical school.
Yes.
I think when we're looking at the interests of students that young, it's difficult to kind of pinpoint what kind of magnet program am I gonna pursue for them, because I'm not sure what they're interested in. They're interested in dinosaurs, Whereas I feel like something so global like STARTS allows the students to get exposed to the sciences, the technology, and then you have that art component, which you have to tell us, what is the art component that Hubert Sibley offers as part of the STARTS?
Thank you for asking that. We focus on visual arts, so the students get a chance to participate in 2D art. They also have a Mac lab where kids are participating in digital art as well. So in addition to the visual 2D and 3D art, they also have a digital art component where they're utilizing programs such as Adobe. They are doing photography. They are doing amazing things in that digital lab as well.
Yeah, incredible. I mean, really preparing them for what we know how art has evolved, right?
Absolutely.
And the digital art component and the middle school level, right? And even the elementary school level, which is great. So Principal Izaguirre, at South Miami Middle Community School, we have this arts magnet that we're offering. And like I mentioned earlier, every student in every school in Miami-Dade is going to have some sort of arts education. But what really sets your school apart, right? What does that look like? What does a day in the life look like for a student at South Miami Middle as far as that arts integration?
Sure. So one of the things that I'm very, very proud of at our school is that our students, our magnet students, receive basically 2 hours of their chosen magnet daily. They're not only exposed and learning about their specific craft, but they're able to get feedback from their directors. And one of the things that I think makes us stand out is that the opportunities that they have to not only perform at the school, perform at the district level, at the state level, and receive those recognitions. So one of the things that I'm very extremely proud of is the fact that I'm able to see, and I think our families are able to see the growth of the student from when they begin in 6th grade and how much they evolve and develop as musicians, as dancers, as artists, when they leave our school and continue on to high school. And also, our students are able to also express themselves and showcase their talents through their core classes because our core teachers collaborate with the magnet director. So they're able to do their projects, their hands-on activities, expressing their arts, whether it's a drawing that they're doing, whether it's a skit that they're performing in a language arts class. Yeah. So they're able to do that and continue and, fulfilling their art and their craft.
That's incredible. And I know just from visiting your school and other arts magnets, that whole curricular immersion that we were talking about earlier is so critical because we know that students do better when they want to come to school, when they love what they're learning. And here you have students that all have a passion for some discipline of the art. And they're around peers that share that same interest. And now here you are integrating what you know that they're good at into their core academics. And so I've seen students that maybe are more reserved or not doing so well academically, they don't have the confidence, but because they're going to school and participating as part of this dance magnet, they're learning some skills that then they're generalizing into that curriculum.
Yes, and one of the positives that I've seen in our program in our school is that the relationships that they build with each other, it continues. It continues through high school. I've seen it with former students that they continue to build on those relationships that they form with the students that are so close together in the 3 years, because they are together for 3 years. They're together with their peers. They're together with their magnet directors. So they're able to build upon that and continue to flourish in their arts as well.
An amazing opportunity,
Yes.
right? And so what comes next for them, right? Where do they go after they leave South Miami Middle School? We know a premier middle school for arts education. Are you seeing your students continuing into, some of our more known
Yes.
art schools? Are they going elsewhere? What are your kids doing?
So I would say about 80% of our 8th grade students continue to the magnet high schools. Whether it's Coral Reef, whether it's Dash, whether it's New World, but they do continue to those specific high schools, and some even continue. We have students attending Juilliard in New York.
Amazing.
So and even the symphonic opera as well. So they do continue in their field, and that's something that I'm very proud of, and as well as our directors as well, because at the end of the day, we are preparing them to succeed,
For sure.
whether it's in their specific magnet or, but in their future careers. So they do continue in those specific fields. And to prepare them, our magnet directors work, they do a lot of vertical alignment with the high schools. So they're constantly either doing field trips to the high schools, collaborating with high schools, whether it's a musical that they're doing together, performance they're doing together. So they're exposed also to the high school setting and the high school activities and performances as well.
Amazing. And I think it speaks to obviously that immersiveness of the program. It's not just saying, my child's a good artist, I'm going to pursue this art program. If this is really a passion or an ability that I want to build, being in an environment like this really allows for that, which is amazing.
And it's truly something that they grow and build. If our students, and I don't want parents to feel like, well, my child doesn't have that talent, because truly our directors build on that. Whatever small spark your child might have,
Right.
they build upon that. As long as it's something that they're passionate about doing, they will grow and they develop into their art. So it's really fulfilling to see.
And now, Principal Larkin, where do you see your students leaving to once they leave you? Because obviously you offer this whole science, technology curriculum, but you have that arts component. And how does Sibley, and being in a program like this at such a young age, really prepare them for what comes next, whether or not they want to pursue arts or engineering or what happens next?
So because we are a newer magnet school, this is our first graduating class this year. Our students have applied to a plethora of magnet schools, including William H. Turner Technical High School, iTech High School. They've also applied to New World School of the Arts, Dash. So we're excited about the opportunities for our new middle schoolers who are leaving, graduating this year, being promoted this year, and moving on in their educational journey.
And you mentioned earlier that from kindergarten, they're starting on building this portfolio.
Absolutely. They start their art portfolio in kindergarten. They build on it. So they have that work all the way from kindergarten to take with them. Our 8th graders are also participating this year in an art masterclass after school. This is with professional artists who come out to help them build their portfolios, to kind of finalize those pieces that they want to submit as they apply to those magnet schools. So we're really looking forward to seeing where our students will go at the next level.
And so I want to touch upon, you have these visiting artists that come, right? And with that, we know from last week and speaking to Ms. Donaldson about the STARTS program, the power of community partnerships and how that makes our STARTS program so impactful. So I wanted to ask you about what kind of community partnerships do you currently have? How does that take learning outside of the classroom? And really, how does it impact what your students are learning from even a visiting artist that's really helping them prepare for the next step? Or really just how they learn the concept into something that looks different from being outside the classroom?
So we're always looking to build our community partners. Currently, we have a partnership with Fairchild Botanical Tropical Garden. They're actually one of our greatest sponsors. They come out, work with our students. Our students take field trips actually to their garden. They built a lab at our school as well. We also have partnerships with Discovery Education. They're providing professional development and hands-on work with our teachers and actual in-classroom support for our students as well. So our partnerships are growing, and we're looking to always build those partnerships.
And I was going to ask if anybody's listening or viewing that might be interested in in giving back, is there opportunity for them to connect with Hubert O. Sibley K-8 Academy?
Absolutely. Join us. We're always looking to give our students a real world experience, be it a field trip or be it a career day where you can come out and talk with our students. We're always looking for people to join our PTSA. It only costs $10. Be on our ESAC. We're always looking for members to be a part of what we're doing. So everyone's welcome to our school.
Perfect. So everybody listening, if you want to give back,
join us.
Yes. And so with that, Principal Izaguirre, you mentioned how your students get the opportunity to showcase not just within your school, but out in the community. And again, being this cornerstone in the community for arts education, what opportunities are given to your students as a result of these community partnerships? And if anybody listening or viewing is interested in partnering, how do they go about it? Or is there room for that?
Okay, so let me first start with that. Our magnets, we have eight visual performing arts magnets. So each of them does have a booster. That's one of the ways that community members can donate or contribute back to the specific magnet they would like to support, because it's always needed. Especially with our music strands, with our dance, with our theater. They're always taking donations, whether in-kind or monetary donations to help those programs, because we really couldn't do it. That's one of the things that I always share with our families, that we couldn't do it with the support of the community and our parents. They're there to support our students and support our teachers as well. So that's one way to give back, our community to be involved. So our students are exposed to many, many different opportunities throughout the district. One of the ways that they've been given back to the community, for instance, our band or jazz band, we're fortunate enough, and also our chorus, to be requested to perform at different community events. The city of South Miami has done it as well. They've performed for the city of South Miami. They've done right now the Miami Community Music Center from is also working with our band students. We also have master teachers come out and teach specific, let's say on our dance magnet, they come out and teach specific techniques or specific dances to our students, to again collaborating with the directors to do that as well. In our art students, our visual art students, their work is displayed and adjudicated in many, many community showcases throughout the district, whether it's the Beaux-Arts, whether it's the Miami MIA Gallery, whether it's even the school board. So we're very fortunate that, again, I would say 90% of the time our students are enter a contest, a performance, they're always exceeding and they're always excel and are recognized for their work, whether it's the visual arts or the performing arts.
And I think that's something important to know when we're talking about these magnet programs, just that opportunity that exists. And I know I keep talking about, every student's going to get an art education, but this really sets it apart where now they're fully immersed, but now we have all this support because of who we are, that we are able to put our kids out there in the community to really showcase the work that they're doing to get that exposure. It takes a lot to be standing in front of a community center with random people you don't know and perform. And it takes a lot of, they have to build that skill and that confidence to do that. And they're learning that so early on. And we know that those type of skills, they'll generalize, right? So if they're going to learn public speaking from that, and they're going to learn not to be afraid in big crowds. And that's so critical and important. And I think it's just wonderful that we have that opportunity for the students, that we have community partners that are eager to help us. And really, it takes a village. And we know that that's the saying, but it really is true.
Definitely.
And we always say MDCPS is your best choice, but it truly is.
It truly is. And just to piggyback, Basallo, that the exposure that they receive, our jazz band performs at the Coconut Grove Arts Festival.
Wow, that's this weekend.
It is. Yeah. So they've performed there. They've requested to perform there before. Our chorus students perform as well. They collaborate and have partnerships with Seraphic Fire, which is one of the ensembles for chorus nationally Grammy nominated. So they're constantly performing as well. And the exposure they receive. Yeah. So it's always great to see that. And like you say, the experience that they're gaining and learning is something that they're going to carry on in their adulthood.
For sure. And now we've sold families on these two programs. We sold them on starts at Hubert O. Sibley K-8 Academy, and all of the many art strands that you offer at South Miami Middle Community School. What happens next? We know the magnet application window recently closed. Yes. So that runs annually from October 1st through January 15th for the upcoming school year. but there may be a second opportunity for families that are listening and viewing and are interested in possibly applying for these programs. So Principal Larkin, can you tell us about maybe how families can apply or what opportunity is going to come up where they may have the opportunity to apply to your program?
Certainly. So there's always a second chance. We're always enrolling and recruiting, looking for new students to join us. What I didn't mention before is that we are also a Purple Heart School designated by the state. So we're also open and welcome to our military families. So if you're a military family looking for a welcoming place, Hubert Sibley is the place for you. Just go to our website. At our website, you can find where it says a magnet. You can click there. It'll take you to a link that'll link you to a parent portal. You can register, create your account, and then scroll to the bottom, and you're going to see where it says magnet application, apply now. Go ahead and apply and choose us. We are your best choice.
And so there will be that second window for application that opens now in April.
Correct.
So that will be when families can go in on that website and select magnet application and go ahead and select the schools. But Principal Izaguirre, I wanted to ask you, because your application process looks a little different. So if you want to kind of tell the viewers and listeners what that looks
Sure. So unlike other magnets, we are an addition-based magnet. So our students, whichever magnet strand that they are interested in, there's certain criteria for those magnets. It's found on our school's website, southmiamimiddle.org. And it'll specify exactly the criteria for each of those magnets, and they do go through the audition process. Once they do their audition, we have adjudicators for each of those magnet strands. They're selected. Those students will be notified March 15th. Nobody sleeps, right? Midnight, they're looking at to make sure that they got in. But regardless of that, once whether they get in or hopefully they get in, but if they don't get in our program, we do have a wait list for our magnet, for each of our magnets, and each of our magnets is the wait list is a little bit different depending on the capacity of the magnet classroom itself. And from there, students can get on the wait list. For those that were not selected, but we also have the off cycle, which does start in April, where we'll have many auditions for those students that are still interested and to join our school. And we welcome, one of the things that I think makes us very unique is that any student can apply to our magnet. Miami being the community that it is, we have a high number of ESOL students as well. So it's really based on the students' passion, talents, and interests. So any student is welcome to South Miami Middle.
Well, thank you. And I know Principal Larkin, specifically the STARTS program, that's a strictly interest-based program. So
likewise, we are also an interest-based program open to all students from kindergarten all the way up to 8th grade. Anyone can apply to our magnet as well.
So like I mentioned earlier, we've probably sold families already on the programs, but we always like to close the segment asking our guests, what is your magnet pull? So what truly makes you the best choice for students within Miami-Dade County? So you want to take it first?
Sure, thank you. I truly believe South Miami Middle Community School is a hidden gem. Not only do we nurture your child's talent, but we also tend to their academic needs. We've been in a school for over 2 decades. Our students are also able to take high school credit courses from algebra to geometry to biology to physical science. We've also now included foreign language, Spanish as well. So we're not only preparing them, obviously nurturing their talents, but also preparing them academically. And there truly has a sense of familiarity within the program itself because of the relationships that they build, but also the relationships with their teachers and the magnet directors and the exposure they receive in the different magnets and their different areas of interest.
And that's so important, especially coming from the elementary school level, which we know are more, tightly knit and nurturing schools, and going into what is a scary transition into middle school, to know that schools out there exist that are middle schools, but still have that close community of families, of students, and really looking at the student individually and helping them in any which way that they need, which is great.
Yes.
Principal Larkin, what is your magnet pull?
As I said before, we are a STARTS magnet school. We offer our families a one-stop solution from kindergarten all the way to 8th grade. Families are able to build community within our school, learn about our magnet programs very early, and then make decisions as far as how they want to pursue with their future academic career. So the students having a chance to participate starting in kindergarten allows them to build and grow in the program. They get very familiar with our school and our campus and our teachers and our Magnet Lead teacher. We just invite everyone to come out and do a tour of our school. Come out and see our fantastic futuristic environment. We're sure you'll love it.
So thank you. Thank you both. Thank you, Principal Larkin. Thank you, Principal Izaguirre. Thank you to our viewers and our listeners. We encourage families to continue exploring the wonderful world of magnet schools by visiting our website at miamimagnets.org. Like we mentioned earlier, there will be a second opportunity to apply. So don't fret. April 15th will be right around the corner. So there will be that opportunity to apply. And that's it for this episode of Magnet Pull. Stay drawn to what inspires you, and we'll see you next time.